All right, everybody, what's going on? It's Ryan Kidd, and I am the Human B-Side, the only channel on YouTube that gives you the real deal rock and roll and is the home of anti-lectual conversation. You're riding with the Kid, and I got a great record to show you today, man. It's by this band called The Limps. It's a compilation called 1979, and it's all the recordings from 1979, released on Mad Butcher Classics. Big ups to Mad Butcher for reissuing these tracks, man. They're getting rather expensive to buy originals, but this band, the Limps, are a great example of a band using sheer will, sheer determination to get up and do something. Maybe not the best musicians, but taking the talent they have and maximizing it into crafting some really great punk songs. And I think that's what's endearing is about punk as a genre. And I think that's what you'll find endearing about the Limps compilation 1979. Now, before we listen to it, the insert of this record actually is it's awesome. It gives you a really great background and story about the band. And I'm going to read it really quick. It's not long, and then we'll get into the tunes, man. Here's the insert here. And the Limps, they came out of Annan, a small working-class town in the UK on the border between Scotland and England. 4 punk fans just out of school in late 76, early 77, in a town of social housing and little to do but drink and listen to music from the emerging punk scene. We traveled widely to follow the big bands. They wrote fanzines and organized punk discos in the nearby biggest town, Carlisle, and in venues on both sides of the border. Having done that for a year or so, they set out to form their own punk band, The Limps. Very cool. Despite the fact that the band, and these are great punk handles, Andy Septic, Chuck Abnormal, this might be my favorite, DDT, and Tam Limp, had only one member with a basic idea of how to play, and that man was Andy Septic. The others were complete newcomers. Still, they were determined. With a second-hand bass guitar and a set of Tupperware tubs, they spent each Friday working up a set of tunes that sounded similar to the music that was going on at the time. And then, like I said, it goes back to those punk ethos. You hear something you like, you have the spirit, man. You have the will to do it. You get up and do it. By early 1978, they felt confident enough to get a third on the bill slot in the Carlisle venue Diamond Lills, which, although did not go too well, improved the confidence of the band. And a second gig followed at the most famous Carlisle punk club at the time, Mix Club, where the local music reviewer wrote these immortal words. And here's the review of the show of the Limps from Mix Club in Carlisle. Anything punk or new wave might have weakened the impact potential of the Limps, the opening band from Annan. On reflection, even a Salvation Army band could have done that. The drummer played as though his hands and feet were tied together. The bassist has thought rigor mortis had set in. Guitarist Andy Septic appeared to have some idea about chords, but didn't have a hope with the backup of a drummer who gleefully admitted later that until a week before, the only practice he had was on Tupperware tubs and biscuit tins. They played about 6 songs and repeated 2 of them. That's awesome. That sounds like a great gig. So despite this rather rough start, the band went on to play a number of gigs with local bands across the borders, including established acts such as the Angelic Upstarts, the Scars, and the Rosillos. The band set up their own label, Matchbox Classic Records, and produced 3 discs during the period of April 1979 to autumn. And that's what we're going to listen to now. And this is the collection of those recordings from 1979. And then there's that last 2 are from a demo tape. We're going to do some hop, skips, and jumping around on this record, just so you could hear a little bit of them all. You know, I can't play all of them, but I think you're going to like where we land every time. But first, the first song I have to play, in my opinion, it's a punk classic. And it's not talked about when you talk about the punk classics. It's an amazing song, and I think it should be. It's up there with the big top dogs, as far as I'm concerned. The heavy hitters of punk. This song should be talked about. And Let's listen to it, man. And then we'll jump around the record and listen to a little bit of everything from it. It's a really great compilation, man. The Limps 1979. But here's the song that I've obviously just really hyped up, but it's called Someone I Can Talk To. Rev it up, man.
There must be someone I can talk to about this. I never realized how much friendship could be missed. But it's so good now, 'cause there's no one but we two. And I'm alone.
Great chorus.
Well, I'm alone in the city with you. Well, I'm alone in the city with you. Well, I'm alone in the city with you. With you. You look so strange without the makeup upon your face. It'd be so different another time and another place. Don't do nothing that would make you look a fool. Well, I'm alone in the city with you. Well, I'm alone in the city with you. Well, I'm alone in the city with you. With you. And there are some times when I don't know where I am. And there are some things that I'll never, never understand. Understand? Well, I'm alone in the city with you. Well, I'm alone in the city with you. Well, I'm alone in the city with you. With you.
An anthem, man.
There must be someone I can talk to about this. I never realized how much friendship can be missed. But it's no good now, 'cause there's no one but we two. And I'm alone. Well, I'm alone in the city with you. Well, I'm alone in the city with you. Well, I'm alone in the city with you. With you. And there are some times when I don't know where I am. And there are some things that I'll never, ever understand. Oh no! Well, I'm alone in the city with you. 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 Well, I'm alone in the city with you.
Very abrupt ending, but man, what an anthem, man. Just a great punk anthem. That was the Limps, Someone I Can Talk To. In my opinion, man, it's a classic. It should be up there, talked about with some of the best punk tunes. Some of the top dogs, man. So let's jump around the record, too. We'll start from track 1. The song is High Fashion. I think there's 9 tracks altogether on this guy. 8 tracks on this thing. So I'm not going to play all of them like in their entirety. I wanted to play that one in its entirety just because I absolutely love that tune. High Fashion is a pretty cool tune. It really reminds me of White Light, White Heat. And you tell me if you think so, too. But very minimalistic, but very effective. And you'll hear the White Light, White Heat thing, I think, when it comes in. White light, high fashion, ultra smart, white heat, high fashion, I'm done, high fashion, another day, high fashion, do it your way. Well, you talk about pants in your glossy pants. Well, everyone knows about high fashion. Rocking the biscuit tins, baby. next song, Circa II. It's pretty cool. We'll get into that one. I like this. I like this verse though. Up through the snow. It just reminds me of White Light, White Heat. It's a good thing. All right, so that's the first song, High Fashion. We're gonna move on to the next song, Circa II, which I think is like kind of reminds me of like Sham 69 with maybe a little bit of a better pop sensibility, and has a really great solo in it. It's cool. Check it out. Circa II by the Limps, 1979.
Is it possible living in this town? Is it possible you always wear a frown? You can see it everywhere.
Starts rocking in a second.
People crying and always.
Reminds me of the Spies Machine Shop intro.
Is it possible living in this town?
Oh, go to YouTube, baby!
You can see it everywhere around. People crying and always feeling down. Circa II, you. Circa II, you. Circa II, you. Circa II, you.
Yeah, you!
Circa II, you. Circa II, you. When will this ever end?
This song is a fist to the jaw, man.
Your money, you'll always lend. It's your heart, you ought to learn. Circa II, you. 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 Circa II, you.
Ah, rock it! Rev it up! Hell yeah.
Is it possible living in this town?
That was a great solo, man. I live for the solos, man. You know this. We never skip a rock and roll solo on this channel. It's Circa II. Now we're going to move on. We listen to Someone I Can Talk To. The next song is called Unreal.
I don't talk much unless I've got something to say. I can't think straight, only in a roundabout way. And there's lots of people I don't wanna meet when I go outside.
Say that again.
Lots of people sitting around and laughing at, even if it's me, but they'll still be here in 50 years. And all I can say, hey, unreal.
What a cool
So
song.
unreal.
I love the catchiness of that chorus back to the ominous verse. Very cool. It's so simple, but it's so deliberate,
I never
man.
go anywhere unless I've been there.
The Limps are a fucking punk band, dude.
Indifference, although I really care. Oh, I'm not like anyone else. Oh, I'm not like anyone else. Well, I'm not like anyone else. Oh, yes, you are. Lots of people sit around and look up so free. I don't care what they're laughing at, even if it's me. But they'll still be there.
All right, that's a pretty good gist of the first side. So we'll skip to the second side. I'm already 15 minutes in, so we'll do a little clip of a couple of songs on the B side. B-side Try and See. Yeah. This song is like a demented 60s kind of vibe to it. And this was on the single with Contamination Zone, which is probably like the faster, like punkier offering on this whole comp. And then the demo tapes sound better than the Try and See single they released. But we'll check a little bit of each one out. All right, this is Try and See. This gives me like a creepy kind of, it's a demented 60s riff. This is pogo fuel though, man.
A quick shudder in the night, a special decision of delight. Goes to my baby G. This is the time to try and see. Won't you try and see?
It's definitely whacked out, man. I like the bass and the drums together. Very cool. Let's rock the next track, Contamination Zone. Contamination Zone reminds me of like, it's kind of preemptive to like the punk sound that's coming next in the 80s, in the early 80s, in my opinion. Makes me want to listen. It's a good tune. Reminds me of like Microwave Radiation, The Exterminators. Banging on the biscuit tins, baby. Bring out the Tupperware. Contamination Zone. It's rocking, man. Next, we'll check out a track from the demo tape, and then we'll call it. I don't want to go too long. There's a song called So Nice. And it is so nice. It's a great tune. It reminds me of like the guitar tone on the song Television Addict. It also reminds me of that band Shock Treatment that does the song Belfast Telegraph. It's a good one. Everything's so nice. Hey man, thanks for watching. I appreciate you rocking with the kid, man. Always appreciate it. Listen to the Limps and start a fucking band, man. Do something. From me, from the Fink. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself, but most importantly, man. And ladies, you gotta be somebody, baby. Cheers out there.